Now, if you're trying to decide on a cold email tool to use, watch this video and see what's possible. This is the ultimate 2024 guide to using Instantly.AI. Did you know that you can use my AI prompts in your Instantly account? Did you know you can automate adding data to all of your campaigns in Instantly? Or respond to all of your emails in your Unibox, all with AI. But if you're new to Instantly, you're about to become a power user. But don't worry, I'm going to explain everything beginner friendly. In 2023, Instantly added a lot of new features to their platform so that you never have to leave. Now I'm going to walk through some of the pricing for each ones and show you which ones that I actually use and which ones I don't, mostly based on cost and efficiency. Now, if you're deciding on a plan, you can start with this $37 per month to get your feet wet. Once you scale up your cold email campaigns, you can finally get to that $97 per month mark where you can add unlimited email accounts and have much more active leads. There's a few other interesting features to the hypergrowth plan that I'll show you in just a minute. Now, is it worth it to buy leads from them? Depending on what your current source of lead data is, it's actually relatively affordable, $197 per month for 10,000 verified leads. Now, they actually verify them for you as you get the data so that you know every email that you're emailing is a valid email. Now, I'm going to show you something really cool that you can do if you do get leads from Instantly. All right, let's start with the dashboard. Once you sign up, your inside of Instantly will look like this. Now, on the left-hand side, you'll see Lead Finder in the upper left. This is where you can get leads and emails from Instantly. We'll come back to that in just a second. Email accounts, this is where you can set up and warm up all of your emails. Another very cool thing about Instantly is that it will actively monitor your blacklists and check your DNS records. So if I go ahead and click this Test Domain Setup button, it's going to check the records for all of my emails all at once. A lot of people don't know that that exists. All of my records are set up correctly. Awesome. Coming down the list is campaigns. This is where you'll actually set up your email sequences. Each campaign will be tied to a lead list, and we'll dive into that in just a minute. Next, the Unibox. This is where all of your replies will show up. Instantly has a really advanced AI where it's automatically marking all of these replies as not interested, interested, and more. They recently also built a CRM into their Unibox, so anyone who's marked interested now turns into an opportunity that your team can manage, but more on that later. I love the way that Instantly displays their analytics, and they make it really easy for you to share those analytics with your team or with your clients. And in 2024, we now have lead management where you can upload our lists of data to Instantly for use later. All right, let's start from the top with Instantly's Lead Finder and dive into this tool a little bit deeper. They actually have a really great pool of data here. Now, I typically do not use this enrichment section, but if you do want to upload data to be enriched, you can do that within Instantly. Now, let's look at the filters available within Instantly. When you compare this to filters in Apollo or Zoom Info, it is missing a few things. So if you're looking for super specific data points like purchase intent, that is something that you will probably need to use Apollo.io for. But they do have a lot of great options here, including technologies, which is an advanced filter, news, which is an advanced filter, and relatively new to Instantly platform. So this is probably the first time you're hearing about it. But mostly what I end up using within this filters is job titles, location, industry, employees, and that's typically it. If I do want to target people by technologies, I do use that occasionally as well. So let's go ahead and open up one of my saved searches so that you can see what this looks like in the Lead Finder. So now I have all of these people that are pulling up under my filters. I'm looking for decision makers in the United States and civic and social organizations. Now from the Lead Finder, I can select as many leads as I want, including this entire page. Now this is something that you cannot do in most lead databases. So I'm just going to select the first 25 for this purpose. And now I'm going to show you the first hack to Instantly.AI in 2024. So say I wanted to add all 6,000 leads into a campaign from the Lead Finder. First of all, you never have to leave Instantly, which is awesome for your workflow. You don't have to verify the leads because Instantly does that for you. And the third thing is you can select a target campaign here. I'm not actually going to do it, but Enable Evergreen will allow you to automate the workflow of putting leads into your campaign. So add 25 leads every month. It's going to use this same search criteria, and every month put 25 leads into that campaign. This is included with the Lead Finder. So if you're using Instantly's leads, you can automate leads going into your campaign. So you don't need to replenish the data. This is absolutely transformative if you're running a lead gen agency or you're running these campaigns, but you don't want to be inside of your Instantly account all of the time, adding new leads into the campaign. This is for people who want to save a little bit of time on their Instantly campaign. Now, Instantly also gives you the option to do some other cool stuff, export the CSV or add to a list in your lead manager. All right, so that's a little bit about Instantly's lead system. I actually do recommend it. Lead Finder is very affordable, and the fact that you can automate putting leads into your campaign can save you a lot of time, and you'll be surprised just how many times people will set up email campaigns, forget about them for months, and then realize that they have not been working for a month because they ran out of data. This is a way to ensure that that does not happen. A lot of people don't know about Evergreen, but I highly recommend checking it out. All right, let's come down to the email accounts tab. And this is typically where you'll start when you come into Instantly. To add new accounts, click on the Add New button. And there's a few different options here: Gmail, Office 365, or you can connect other providers using SMTP. I always recommend using Office 365 if you are new, because they're the most cold email friendly and very easy to set up. I have a video on how to configure Office 365 emails using GoDaddy for only $2 per month. So be sure to check out that video if you haven't set up an Office 365 email yet and you want to save a bunch of money on doing that. Just wanted to lend a word of caution that Google is becoming less and less cold email friendly. So protect yourself, use Office 365. Now, depending on which platform you use to set up emails, they do a great job of walking you through each step, such as enabling IMAP and then choosing a method to authenticate your email. Now, they have a great video detailing exactly how to do this with each provider. So I'm not going to go through that right now in this video. Each provider is a little bit different, but Office 365 is the easiest. It's a username and password and you're in. Now, just so you don't get stuck on that, I want to reference you to the bottom left-hand corner of this screen. This is the Instantly Accelerator. I'm going to go ahead and open this up in a new tab. Instantly has training modules for just about everything that you can imagine. So you can come in here when you're stuck on any specific thing, like the setup, the niche and offer. If you don't know what to write, there's a copywriting section. They do a really good job breaking this down. So I recommend checking this out if you get stuck on anything that I'm discussing during this video. Now, once you've integrated all of your email accounts, how do you actually set them up? What settings should you use? I'm going to run through that right now. So opening up one of these email addresses, you can come and see that my Warmup is enabled. So I'm going to go over to settings and see what the actual settings are. I like to keep my individual sending volume low, around 30 emails per day with a wait time of 1 minute. You need to add a custom tracking domain to each of your domains that you're using for cold email. Now, there's an important help section that you can check out here if you don't know how to add a custom tracking domain. You'll do this in your DNS records in your domain management. It's actually fairly quick and easy. Do not get scared about custom tracking domains and not add one. Custom tracking domains are essential nowadays for a working campaign. Down below, you'll see a Warmup filter tag. There's a default, and you can also set a custom Warmup filter tag. What does this mean? A Warmup is when you connect an email address and it sends and receives emails, and those boxes that it's interacting with are marking the emails as not spam, marking it as important, so that the servers start to realize that that email address is sending valuable emails. So I highly recommend turning Warmup on for all of your inboxes. Now, I like to set my settings for a new inbox at increasing at 2 per day, and this is an experiment. Typically, I'll only go to 50 Warmups per day, but this one I'm experimenting with going to 200, and the reply rate I keep at 30. Now, coming into some of the advanced settings that Instantly offers, and these are only available on the Hypergrowth plan. Sending on weekends only. You can enable or disable red emulation. This makes it more human. Warming up the custom tracking domain, highly recommended. I leave the rest 100%. Now, another thing to note is if you want to add 50 or 100 email senders all at the same time and edit them in bulk, you can actually do that. So you can select as many as you want. I'm going to go ahead and select the ones on this page, come up to the top right, and bulk edit settings. Now you can mass change the settings, including the warm-up speed, including the first, last name, and account signature, so you don't have to go one by one and individually edit those settings. It can be very, very useful. Also, if you're managing large volumes of email senders, this filter on the top is very, very useful. So right now I'm toggling by Warmup active, but I can also see if any have errors. So you can come in, fix the ones that need to be either reconnected or reactivated in your G Suite, whatever the issue might be. You can quickly identify the problem and fix it. Instantly also offers a really cool feature, which is reconnect all accounts. So sometimes Google or Office or whatever server you're going to be on will cause an issue and all of your email addresses will disconnect. Instantly knows that this is an issue, and they built in this reconnect all accounts function. So when something goes wrong and everything is disconnected, you can click one button and fix the entire thing. All right, so now that you've got your leads, you've got your email inboxes connected, we're gonna move right on down to campaigns. Now it's time to build out your sequences, add the leads to that campaign. Before I go into the campaign, I wanna show you something cool. Do you see this little infinity sign next to this campaign? This is one of those evergreen campaigns. I set this up months and months ago, and it is still active, and it's only at 44%, because every week, new leads are added to this campaign automatically without me having to do or think anything. Okay, let's look at one of my campaigns that's active right now and see what's inside of this campaign. So the analytics is the first thing that you're going to see. I can share the data from here, including changing the header, changing the body, and I run a lead generation agency, so this is very, very helpful for me to do. Scrolling down, you'll see a couple of things. You'll see analytics and activity. So within this analytics, step 1, you'll see an A and a B. I love how they display their split tests here. So these are two different variations of an email, and I'm seeing how they perform against one another. So I can see off the bat that variation A has a much better open rate than variation B. We do a lot of experimenting here at Otter. And if you want to see the activity in real time, you can click on activity and see what is actually happening, which is a very cool thing if you want to come in and diagnose some problems that are going on. But to be honest, I don't spend too much time here. All right, something really cool that I want to show you is something that they added late in 2023, and it changed the way that I do cold email. And before I show you, if you love cold email, you love B2B lead generation, I would really appreciate a like and a subscribe to the channel. If you want to make more money, get better at generating leads, this channel is going to be one of the best things for you. And I have a free course and 8 million leads that you can download right down below. You can access it. I won't ask for any money. It's totally free for you. Go in there, get better, and improve. All right, let's look at the leads section. This is where you can actually upload your own data or transfer leads from the lead finder. Typically, I like to upload my own data because I use Apollo. So if I want to add leads, I'll just go into this add leads button, and I have all the different options. Upload CSV, which is the one that I usually use. You can use their lead finder, which if you're using leads from Instantly, this is what you would do, or Google Sheets if that's something that you want to do as well. So I just uploaded a template CSV so I can show you what the matching process looks like. It will use AI to match most of these variables. So it will automatically know the first name, the last name, the company. It got this one wrong, so company name for emails. That is not email, so I'm gonna say do not import. Here's the email. So you wanna just go through and match them correctly. And if there is something that you want to add, such as a phone number, you can match that. You can not import other things, but be sure to go through all of these and make sure that your import is set up correctly. Now, before you upload, look at these two checkboxes that I have in front of me. Check for duplicates across other campaigns. You don't want to be emailing the same person multiple times in multiple campaigns, so I typically leave that checked on. Something that they also added late in 2023 is an option to verify your leads. Now, if you're using leads from Instantly's lead finder, you know that they're verified. But if you want to add them from another tool, say a CSV file from Apollo or another list that you purchased or acquired, you're going to need to verify them. So you can either do that using a separate email verification tool like Million Verifier, or you can check this box and verify them with credits, all within Instantly. This will not disrupt your workflow and it will save you valuable time. Then all you have to do is click upload and your leads will populate into your campaign. All right, so we've added some leads. What is that cool thing that I wanted to show you? We haven't gotten there yet. Here it is. So they recently added this little brain function called AI prompts into the lead section of the campaign. So what this does is you integrate it with your ChatGPT, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. And then you can run a prompt based on different variables from your leads and generate additional columns. They made it so streamlined and so easy to do in your workflow that there's no excuse not to use this. So let's go ahead and click on AI prompts and see what it gives me. One of my favorite things about this tool is that you can use other people's prompts, especially ones that have high ratings and high runs, meaning that it's probably going to work pretty well. So some of the templates in this hub: company name cleanup, general unique opening sentence, company compliment, personalized first line. Here's one that I wrote, find competitor. And here's another one that I wrote, find pain point in industry. You can use these other people's prompts and get ideas from them. But if you want to write your own, you can do that. Just come into my templates and create a new prompt here. I've done some really cool stuff that I have not shared, like this GPT-4 first line using SEO description. Unbelievably effective. Now I have an entirely separate video on how to use this feature to its fullest, including prompt writing and setting up these prompts, but I just just wanted to touch on this briefly to show you how it works and show you that you have access to other people's prompts here. Now, in order to use this, you will need to connect your OpenAI API key. If you don't already have one, click on this button, sign up for OpenAI, insert a credit card. It is unbelievably affordable. Now, I wanted to show you what this looks like once you run the AI prompt. So here's a different campaign where we actually use the find competitor. So all you have to do is click on that prompt, insert the variables, and it will go through the list and it will find the top competitor, all of these people. And cleanup industry, same thing. If you want to insert their industry into an email, it looks much better saying information technology than information technology and services, or computer and network security to cybersecurity. So these are different prompts that you can use to make your emails look a lot more organic. All right, next let's come into sequences. This is where you'll actually build out the content of your campaign. So I always recommend a 4 or 5 step sequence involving lead magnets. If you want to learn more about that, you need to join my free course where I go into detail on that. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to go too detailed on copywriting, but I will show you some cool features that they have. So essentially you can add variants. So if you want to split test subject lines or first lines, you can do that really easily. You can save and use templates that you can save so that you don't have to write the exact same email over and over again. Instantly also allows you to preview the email and check the deliverability score fairly simply. All you have to do is open up the preview and say check deliverability score. Now it's actually going to send a test of this email and bring back the deliverability score of the email based on sender health, based on email copy. This is a very handy feature that I highly recommend you use if you're writing cold email copy in Instantly. And if there are any issues, it'll tell you exactly what those issues are here. But of course, I'm perfect. And of course, make sure that all of your cold emails have what's required by the CAN-SPAM laws, which is an address and a one-click unsubscribe link. And if you look at my screen, to use the variables that you've just created using AI personalization, once you run that prompt, it will now show up as a variable in your campaign to use. Okay, every email sender has the same sequences, so let's move on. I won't explain the schedule too much. This is when your campaigns are actually running. You want it to feel as human as possible. Ours are running from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and not on Sundays. I won't go too into detail on that. That's self-explanatory. This is exciting. I want to talk to you about some of the options that Instantly makes available to you and what they mean. One of the things that drew me to Instantly at first was their ability to stack emails on a single campaign. So you can theoretically, if you're just doing cold email for your company, have 100 sending emails and one single campaign, and all 100 are attached to that campaign, and you can just test on that campaign and get incredible results and automate the entire thing with Evergreen. So you'll select the accounts that you want to use, stack as many as you want. I'll usually keep stop sending emails on reply on. I'll enable that. Open tracking, I'll typically enable, especially while I'm running split tests and I want to know which subject lines, which first lines are actually getting the most open. Once I have a clear winner and I'm not running split tests, you can disable that to increase your delivery rates. Remember, every tracking code that you add to your cold emails is another chance that it will go to spam. For that same reason, I typically leave link tracking off. Now, delivery optimization will remove all code from your email. It'll just send as text. This means no tracking, this means no images, this means no hyperlinks. So I highly recommend using this once you have copy that you know works and you're not using any of the above things. Pictures, hyperlinks, you name it. The daily limit I will base on how many email senders I have. So I want to do 30 per day per email. That can range all the way up to 100 per day per email based on the server that I'm using and how warm they are. So don't quote me on the 30 per day. If I'm doing 30 per day and I've got 3, I'm going to multiply that by 3 and get 90. That's going to be my daily limit. All right, now let me show you some really cool stuff in the advanced options. So time gap between emails, not that cool. I usually set 7 and 1. Max new leads per day, I do not set. So prioritizing new leads. So in your campaign, if you've got a large sequence, 6, 7 emails, you might want to consider clicking this and it'll prioritize sending emails to new people over the 6th or 7th follow-up. Brand new thing to Instantly at the end of 2023, automating your A/B testing. So you can choose a winning metric to go off of, reply rate, click rate, open rate, and it will automatically optimize your campaigns for that split test that's winning. I typically like to let my team do this manually. Maybe one campaign has a great open rate and a low reply rate. Maybe one campaign has a terrible open rate but a good reply rate. I like to make that decision manually. But if you're someone who wants to set it and forget it, this is a great tool for you, and I suggest that you do reply rate. Provider matching is something that is massively overlooked, and it's something that I'm going to be doing a lot more of in 2024. So let me show you what this is. Now imagine I did what I had mentioned before, which was I have 100 senders and they're all on one campaign. And within that campaign, I've got 100 leads that I'm contacting. Provider matching will use my Gmails to email their Gmails. It'll use my Outlooks to email their Outlooks. This will increase deliverability and open rates and reply rates by a lot, and the way that the emails are displayed on their inbox. Provider matching is something to watch for in 2024. All right, if you're emailing multiple people in a company, consider enabling this. If you are verifying with Instantly, consider enabling this, although I would never enable risky emails, ever. It's not worth what it's going to do to your sender accounts and your domains. All right, the next thing I want to show you is subsequences, but I'm going to show you a subsequence that I actually have built out so you can see how it works. This is awesome. All right, this is a campaign that I have going out to generate leads for my lead generation agency. Now, a good practice for a cold email is trying to get them to reply in a positive manner. If they reply in a positive manner, that will train the servers to say, these emails are sending good emails, we should not send them to spam or add them to the blacklist, or as I call it, the doghouse of cold email. So the sequence that I used here ends with reply leads, and I'll send you the download link. So if they reply leads, they get added to this subsequence. Here's how it works. If their AI marks it as interested, or if the reply contains the following text, leads, leads, or leads spelled wrong, they will automatically get added to this subsequence. This subsequence's purpose is to deliver the promise in my previous email, which was to download the 8 million leads and join my course. I will also prompt them to schedule a demo. I can then follow up with them in that same subsequence to see if they want more and if they want to book a call. This way, humans don't have to reply to every single email that you get. If you can set it up in a way that has them saying a specific trigger word that's a positive trigger word, you can have that subsequence automatically follow up with them and continue to follow up until they book a call. And as you can see, I've had 17 people already reply positively that are in this subsequence. All right, let me show you one of my favorite upcoming 2024 AI hacks within Instantly. This one is also going to blow your mind. I know, hopefully your mind's just been blown this whole time, but let's go into the Unibox and show you what you can do in Instantly. So as you already know, you can see all of your incoming emails come in here. You can reply from here. You can mark them as interested or any other tag that you want to create manually. You can create labels here. We typically use interested or not interested, and we have someone doing this manually. There is an AI option that I'll show you in just a second to enable this, and you can actually run really cool automations with Zapier off of this. So when I come in to reply to this person, I can enable my macros. These are macros that you can save as template replies. So if you have a human or a VA inside of your Unibox replying to people with macros that you save and can personalize, you can create them here and add personalization like their name and company and whatever you want to make it seem like you're replying personally. You can then call on those macros at any time. But what's crazy is that in 2024, Instantly just released an AI response bot, and I'll show you how that works in just a second. So in addition to calling on these macros, you can also set, if no reply in 1 week, then remind me to follow up, or move to a campaign, which is coming soon. I'm sure will be released by the time this video gets released. Now, if you are using this Unibox and the macros consistently, Instantly's AI will learn what macro you're choosing for which reply, and will start to suggest those macros for you. That way you don't even have to call on your macros when you're responding to people. All you'll have to do is open up that interested email, click on the suggested macro, and hit reply. But they took it one step further. Once you've done that enough times and you trust it that it's using the right macros over and over again, you can do something amazing. Now I'm going to skip over analytics and lead management because these two are really simple. There's not much going on here. Analytics allows you to do a deep dive into all of your accounts as well as your senders. So I definitely recommend that you come in here and see how your individual senders are doing in account analytics. So 50 is considered a very good score. So you want to come down and see which ones are low, and these might need some work. Maybe consider turning these off and rewarming them for a little while. One thing that I've noticed is these dashes in the domains are more and more dangerous in 2024. So as you're building new sender domains, do so without any dashes. All right, now let me show you some of the more advanced options that you can do with Instantly. I'm gonna come into the top right and come into settings. Now they've added a ton of stuff here in 2023. So I'm excited to share a lot of these things with you and show you how to get the most out of it in 2024. The billing page. I'm just kidding, the billing page is not the cool thing, I promise. All right, so if you're using Instantly for either a lead gen agency or you've got multiple team members inside of Instantly, the account tab is going to be necessary for you to spend some time. So workspace and members, you're gonna wanna title your workspace something where you can identify it. We like to flip through these on the top right quite a bit. These are all different workspaces that I control. Now, if you have a team or a VA that you need inside of your Instantly account, what I really love that they do is they designate a lot of different levels of access. So they have a VA access to reply to the Unibox and update email account settings, and several different levels of access. Now coming down into lead labels, these are the custom labels that you'll see within your Unibox. We don't really use any of these, but if you're a company that wants to label them uniquely for a specific reason, Instantly now allows you to do that. All right, this is very cool, especially for me because I run a lead gen agency and I do so with Instantly, is you can now enter an agency mode, essentially, where I can white label Instantly and let my clients log in to Instantly without seeing that it's Instantly. So I haven't set this up yet, but you can set up a CNAME on your agency account. So it can be agency.otterleads.ai, which is my lead generation agency. Now I can give access to my clients to log in, but I can also give them very detailed access, and I'll show you what I mean right now. So in addition to adding your domain name, you can also add a logo so they won't see Instantly everywhere they go. They'll see OtterLeads.ai. So here's where you can add client account access. You'll invite their email and select permission. So they can view their campaigns, they can view their analytics, or they can view their Unibox. And you can select multiple of these to give them access to do all the above. This can be very helpful if you want your clients to be able to use the Unibox to reply to people, if you want them to be able to go in and see their analytics anytime. Some clients are more hands-on, and this is a really helpful feature for us agency owners. Coming over into integrations. So one of my favorite things to do with Instantly is integrate it with Zapier. It's got a really good, clean integration. When somebody replies as interested, I can trigger all kinds of really cool things. So I definitely recommend that you check that out. It also integrates with Slack and OpenAI, as we talked about a little bit earlier. Now, if you want to create custom webhooks for specific actions, you can do that down here in webhook. So you can add webhook, selecting a target campaign for that webhook, and then detail whatever you want to trigger that webhook. Now, most of these are available within the Zapier automation that's already built in. That's why we don't use webhooks so much. But maybe you don't use Zapier, maybe use another automation tool. This might be a very useful thing for you. All right, preferences. This is super exciting. I know preferences doesn't sound exciting, but they built a lot of really sweet stuff into this. I can't wait to share it with you. Here we go. Opportunity value. So what is a positive reply, a positive opportunity worth? This goes straight into your CRM. You can put this at 0 or set this at whatever you want, blah, blah, blah. Not very cool. AI automations. That's cool. That's what we're talking about right now. This AI automation section is brand new in 2023. In 2024, this thing is going to pop off. So automatically suggest replies using OpenAI. This is going to look at all my macros and how I'm using those macros. It's going to see what that reply is, and it's going to suggest a macro based on that reply. Now, as you use it and train Instantly's AI to understand what you're replying to what message, you can turn on AI Inbox Manager. And this is going to automatically reply to incoming messages with the right macro. Now, this is brand new. I'm not using this yet because I have a large team and I want everything to be human-based and put the money into replying to people who are actually interested. But again, if you're somebody who wants to save time, you can now build a campaign, use AI to pick the split test winner, automatically populate leads into that campaign every single week, turn on this AI Inbox Manager so you don't have to manage replies. You can put people into a subsequence based on what they say, and if they're interested, you'll literally never have to do everything. You can set this and forget it. Absolutely unreal what Instantly has been able to do. All right, let's run through a couple of the other options here in preferences. Automatically add unsubscribes to block list. Turn this on unless you're running an agency with multiple clients in the inbox or multiple offers, because we can email the same person with different offers from different companies. So we don't want to keep that on. I recommend that you do keep that on. Show auto replies in Unibox. I keep that off. I don't know who the hell wants to see their auto replies. And then if you want to be emailed for things like when your account is disconnected, someone replies positively, or it adds somebody to the block list. Personally, I don't like emails and my team's in here every single day, so I thought that was unnecessary. All right, block list is super important, and you need to maintain a good block list and you need to respect it. So Instantly has their default block list where they'll put people who have opted out, unsubscribed, but it also gives you the option to add your own Google Sheets block list. And we use this religiously. If someone's on a no-go zone, they replied to any of our emails saying stop, unsubscribe, F off, you suck, they automatically go into this block list through a Zapier trigger and instantly knows not to email anyone else from this block list. All right, I hope you enjoyed that complete 2024 tutorial and walkthrough of Instantly. I'm sure they're going to continue to add new exciting updates, and I will continue to talk about them and review them on my channel. But if you're not already, you need to grab my 8 million free emails to start doing some outreach, as well as my free cold email course. All of that is going to be linked down below. Grab that, join a community. There's over 4,000 people in there, all who love cold email. They're talking about these new tools and tactics they're using. I'm in there responding. You get to meet me, interact with me. Go join that if you're not already. Lead Gen J out.